The Shadow of Hate, a dark chapter in history, the Holocaust. From 1933 to 1945, Nazi Germany, driven by a perverse ideology, systematically murdered 6 million Jews. This period, known as the Holocaust, saw the implementation of the most heinous crimes against humanity. This genocide stands as a chilling testament to human cruelty. The scale and brutality of the atrocities committed are almost beyond comprehension. It is a stark reminder of what happens when hate is allowed to fester unchecked. The lessons of the Holocaust are as relevant today as they were over 70 years ago. The Nazis' twisted ideology painted Jews as a threat to German purity. This dangerous narrative was propagated through relentless and insidious propaganda. This propaganda poisoned the minds of millions, transforming neighbors into enemies. It created an environment where unspeakable acts of violence became normalized. The Holocaust was a gradual descent into barbarity, beginning with discrimination and culminating in annihilation. Each step was marked by increasing levels of dehumanization and brutality. The world watched, often in silence, as this tragedy unfolded. The international community's failure to act sooner remains a haunting reminder of the consequences of indifference. We must never forget the victims, their memory urging us to confront darkness and strive for a better world. Their stories compel us to ensure that such horrors are never repeated. The seeds of extremism, how ideologies poison minds. The Holocaust warns against the insidious nature of ideological extremism. Twisted beliefs, fueled by hate, can take root in society, leading to atrocities. The Nazi ideology, with its venomous anti-Semitism, is a chilling example. Nazis manipulated fear and resentment, turning citizens against their Jewish neighbors. This relentless propaganda normalized hatred and violence. Extremism can manifest in various forms, often disguised as patriotism or social justice. We must recognize and challenge extremist ideologies, exposing their lies and distortions. Education, critical thinking, and open dialogue are our most potent weapons against extremism. The price of silence. When indifference enables atrocities. The Holocaust reminds us of the dangers of indifference and the role of bystanders. It wasn't just the actions of the Nazis that led to such horrors, but also the inaction of ordinary people. Nazi crimes were facilitated by the silence and inaction of many. The world watched as atrocities unfolded, and too few spoke out. Some were driven by fear, others by a belief that it was not their place to intervene. This collective indifference allowed evil to flourish unchecked. Their silence had devastating consequences, allowing perpetrators to act with impunity. The lack of resistance emboldened the oppressors. It sent a message to the victims that they were alone. The isolation felt by those targeted was compounded by the apathy of those around them. Indifference is not neutral. It is a form of complicity. By doing nothing, bystanders effectively sided with the oppressors. When we witness injustice and remain silent, we enable that injustice. Our silence can be as harmful as the actions of the perpetrators. We must find the courage to speak out against hatred and prejudice. It is our responsibility to stand up and be counted. Stand up for the rights of all people. Only through collective action and solidarity can we prevent such atrocities from happening again. The urgency of remembrance. Honoring the victims, inspiring action. Remembering the Holocaust is a moral obligation to honor the memory of the 6 million Jews and countless others murdered. It is a commitment to ensuring their suffering is never forgotten. Remembering the Holocaust is about learning from it and applying those lessons to the present. Recognize the warning signs of hatred and take action to prevent them. Challenge prejudice and discrimination in all its forms. Foster empathy, understanding, and respect for every human being. Create a world where such atrocities are never repeated. The imperative of education. Illuminating the path to tolerance. Education is key in the fight against hate and prejudice. It serves as the foundation upon which we build a more inclusive and understanding society. By fostering critical thinking and empathy, education helps dismantle the barriers that divide us. By educating future generations about past atrocities, we equip them to recognize and challenge hatred. Understanding history is crucial in preventing the repetition of its darkest chapters. It empowers students to become informed citizens who can advocate for justice and equality. Holocaust education must be an integral part of our collective consciousness. It reminds us of the consequences of unchecked hatred and the importance of vigilance in protecting human rights. Teach our children about the dangers of unchecked hatred and the importance of standing up for what is right. Instill in them the values of courage and compassion so they can be the changemakers of tomorrow. Empower them to be upstanders, not bystanders. Encourage active participation in their communities and foster a sense of responsibility towards others. Keep the memory of the Holocaust alive as a reminder of the fragility of human rights. Memorials and vigils serve as powerful symbols of our commitment to never forget and to always strive for a better world. Learn from the past to create a more just and compassionate future. By nurturing the seeds of tolerance and understanding, we can cultivate a world where everyone is valued and respected. The power of unity, building bridges of understanding and empathy. The Holocaust underscores the need for unity, understanding, and empathy. Reject the forces that seek to divide us. Embrace our shared humanity, recognizing our similarities. Build bridges of understanding across cultures, religions, and backgrounds. Challenge stereotypes and prejudices with compassion. Create spaces for people to come together and learn from one another. Stand united against hate, finding strength and hope for a better future. A call to vigilance, safeguarding humanity's future. The Holocaust warns that the seeds of hate can blossom into horrors. The fight against intolerance and genocide is ongoing. Remain vigilant in identifying and challenging early signs of hatred. Confront discrimination wherever it appears. Hold leaders accountable for promoting tolerance and human rights. Support organizations combating hate and promoting understanding. Stand up for what is right, speak out against injustice, and work for a future where such horrors are never repeated.